So spring update in the fall. It's kind of a strange title. Talking about KLR suspension. Apparently it's an issue. Being a new rider, I had no idea. But I learned pretty quickly, and I learned the hard way. So my hope is that I'll share this, share what I learned anyway. I still don't know a whole lot about suspension, but I know more than I did. So hopefully it'll be helpful to somebody. But apparently from the factory, KLRs are built for high school kids because the back spring rating is like for someone who weighs 150 or 155 maybe, it said. So pretty unreasonable. That's definitely not an average fully grown male weight. So needless to say, it needs to be stiffened. And so the way that I kind of came about all this was on the Adventure Ride Idaho Wallowa Lake trip. I got a pinch flat on that trip on the front tire, and apparently I had been running on pavement. My tire pressure got low somehow, and ended up getting a pinch flat. And I thought I was running at 32, but perhaps I didn't reinflate my tires after being on dirt or something. I don't know, but wore all the tread off of my front tire, and I didn't really realize it as being an issue before, but with the combination of the tread, being worn down and the back of the bike sagging, it really made that front tire just want to wash out around corners. And so I was noticing that I was having to slow down a lot more than usual. I was having to do, my max speed around a corner was about 10 on dirt, and because the front tire just wanted to wash out. So I had a friend of mine ride the KLR, and he knows a lot more about the stuff than I do. He's been riding for a long time, and he told me that the back was sagging, and that would explain the front tire wanting to wash out. So I started looking into suspension, and I started doing some research and found out that it's relatively cheap to upgrade the suspension on this bike. So it was about $90 for to upgrade the front forks, and about the same for an upgraded spring, a stiffer spring in the back. So I before I went and did anything, I was kind of looking at the suspension as it was, and I popped open the front fork, and to my surprise, the spacer in there was measured 3 7/8. So the suspension in the front forks had already been done because the stock spacer in the front is like 8 or 9 inches. So they had already been upgraded. So that was a bonus. Probably didn't help my sag situation with the front being stiffer and the back being a stock spring. But anyhow, I was looking around at springs, and I went down to Happy Trails here locally in Boise, Idaho, and picked up an Eibach or Eibach, however you pronounce it, spring, rated 550 pounds per inch, and part number, if you're interested, is 0900 point, which is 9 inches long, .0225, which I guess stands for the inside diameter, .0550, which is 550 pounds per inch. So the guys at Happy Trails put that on for me. I brought my shock down. They took the old one off and put the new one on for me, and wow, what a big difference. The bike is so much more planted just on everything, especially coming around corners. I mean, I can whip around corners now on washboard, and you can just feel how much more planted it is, because if the bike it's up, it's more level. It's not as sagged in the back. Before, I was just sitting on the bike with no gear before, it was sagging 4.5 inches. and there's 7.8 inches of travel altogether. Is I think I didn't see that on I saw that on a forum. I didn't see that anywhere in a technical manual or anything. So I'm assuming that's about what it is. Sounds reasonable. So the sag that you should be getting when you get on the bike with all your gear and what you typically carry should be about no more than 2.6, which is 33%. So I got it down about 2.5 inches now, and I've got the preload set at 3, so I've got room to play. If I carry a passenger or whatever, I can bump the preload up more. I got room there, and then my friend adjusted the damping for me, and we took the bounce out of it, and oh man, went on a ride. Was it? Let's see, the day before yesterday. Yeah, and we went down a trail, and there was a whoop about every 100 yards or so, and I was able to actually launch the KLR and catch air and get the whole thing off of the ground, and where before I was having to just kind of ease over those whoops because I would bottom out on the way up it. So, but not anymore. I'm able to launch off of those, and I don't even bottom out when I land. So it took this bike from, being kind of a drag on dirt to being so much fun. I haven't had that much fun on this bike since I've owned it. It was just night and day, the difference. So, yeah, hopefully this, and there's other videos out there on, the spring install. It's not really anything, it's not rocket science, so I didn't do a video on the install or anything like that. So, but highly recommended, absolutely. So hopefully this video will help somebody out that's riding a KLR with stock suspension, and you've already graduated high school. So click the like if this is helpful, or you think it will be helpful in the future. Subscribe if you're new. God bless, and we'll see you next time.